Give you for allowing Blackwater and the black mines, this has nothing to do with race, black tar, literally, people trying to be heroes, pretending to be heroes, saying, hey, this is truth, when it's just Jacob's Ladder lies, to make it spin like truth, to make them gain off of it so they can keep what? Devouring your spirit, devouring your soul, and devouring your mind. Now they're waking up to all of this and be like, oh, so if I would have just opened my Bible and read this, everything they were telling me, the Bible says it's actually lies. But we chose to go against it. That's how this works. And everyone got caught. So the straighter her muse, that's what this is about. So I don't care about any about it. I care about forgiveness and forgiving the individuals who it affected the most. And I mean all of those skateboarders at Skatopia this year. Oh, yeah. I'm aware of it all. And everything that they had to go through and what they were put through because of lies. So now all of you are going to come forward and you're going to say, I lied about him, me. And I'm sorry you lied about him, me. Because Elohim, I am him, you lied about. That's what the Strait of Hormuz is about. That's what the false lamb on the world stage is about. It's literally the general, Shaq, the general, the car insurance, okay? The general, playing general on the stage in an illusion. None of it's real. It's just to say, hey, the reflection of the beginning, Washington and now, of all the presidents to this very moment, okay? This is what Ronin 47, the movie Ronin 47, Browning, Ronin 47. This is literally about Ronin, Keanu Reeves, Ronin. And everybody on the world stage feeding into what's not real, because what's not real is only being done to give me and everybody around me communications, and everybody all around the world communications. Hey, the sun's going to be moving soon, and we all need to get each other's acts together, because when he starts coming to all of your countries and all of the things that he's going to be doing, yeah, you should probably just get your houses in order, because he's sick of being in a box. He's sick of being having his life held hostage from him because of you and your lies and your Black Mirror garbage and all your propaganda garbage that you guys feed into. Yeah, welcome. That's what all you guys are doing. You're standing in my way. You're standing in my way. And the whole world stage is trying to show you this in a way where they're not playing war games. They're just saying, hey, we're giving him his flowers in time. He saved all of our lives, and all he's trying to do is just live his life and show us how the vine grows. He doesn't care about your propaganda. He doesn't care about where he comes from. He doesn't care about the titles. To be me is just to be in my own heart and to live my life truly from my heart around everybody else. And that label that comes with me, people are fighting over thrones and disgusting things in this world. And that's what you all are doing, is standing in people's way like me, who can actually make change in this world the right way. Instead, you rather go entertain Charlie Kirks, who aren't even, it's a show. It's not even real. Yeah, you want to keep going? None of it's real. None of it. And this ain't a conspiracy theory. This isn't allegedly. I don't care if it's real or not. I don't. It doesn't affect me in any way. I know what the true meaning of it is. Salt Lake means you are the salt of the earth. So if I go out into the world and teach as a teacher in the ways of your worldly, disgusting ways, blue, red, purple, this, that, male, female, this, they're just going to Charlie Kirk me. That's what all that is. Captain Kirk, Enterprise. What's the prize? Peace. You guys fell for all of it. Even the insurrection garbage at the Capitol, all of it was just staged. It was nothing. None of it's real. You guys are incriminating yourselves speaking about the way you are in Jacob's Ladder. That's what you guys are doing. They block me. Oh, there's only 86 of you. Could you imagine if I was a suit and tie not in mommy's house? Could you imagine? But you want the... How do I put this? You want the people who are the most well-rounded, well-known, who have the best, greatest accolades. That's who you guys are as a species. As a human, you need accolades. Acolytes. You need accolades. You need something to hang on your heart, on your chest, on your clothes that you can't take with you. You need things. I'm giving things not of this world. I'm not talking alien. You know, last night, this is the Steve-O. But that little is not me saying what is. Well, here, the individuals I was, giving witness to, they were witnessing how heaven works, meaning all the angels around. I said, hey, I'm speaking right in reflection. So all the cars on the highway, as I'm speaking, I speak in silence. They reflect my silence. I speak my words. The witnesses around me, they get to witness how heaven works and how everything works. So the bigger than you could ever imagine, there are thousands upon thousands of people around me at every single moment of every single day. And when I speak to heaven, I'm speaking in direct reflection with all of you, all of creation, and I mean everything. There's nothing that's hidden. So when I say, hey, I can go point the camera right now and expose where I'm at and all this. Say, hey, watch this street and where it's coming. And all of the words I'm saying, yeah, they're probably watching you, but there's only 90 of you. You mean to tell me that every car, that's how this works, all of it. They want you so dumbed down to where somebody like me comes and says, this is before the first fall of heaven, this is how heaven works. You don't need to speak. I don't need to speak at all to speak to heaven outside myself in the world. They want you so dumbed down to where you don't even know that. The church won't tell you that. Church won't tell you, hey, I can stand here up in silence in this microphone right now and speak to all of you silently, and you're all going to hear me in your head. If I go to that church and I stand up there in silence, why don't the priests, the deacons, the nuns, all the bishops, all the popes, and why don't they speak about any of this stuff? Why don't they speak about what it truly means to be of heaven? Why? Because they are also a part of a secret society within the infiltration of the church, and that's the viper's nest within the church. Yeah, they won't speak about any of this. So to be in direct reflection with heaven means you have to truly repent the right way, because those doors of truly knowing and being a part of heaven and the way heaven moves and flows within reflection and alignment every single day, there is outside of heaven, okay? That's all of you fighting and devouring each other. And then there's a whole golden dome, the golden dome of heaven, that goes wherever I go, and everybody around me within that golden dome does not have to speak to one another. And we all reflect on one another now you're getting into the Furiosa, Mad Max, this, that. It's disgusting, the world you guys live in and you're feeding into. Because the true oil, you're fighting over oil. If this is the world, okay, you are within this world. There's a dome and it gets wider and wider and wider and wider. And you're just in this little tiny thing, and they won't tell you that, hey, you're in this. We're going to lift this up, but there's just a larger dome, and then a larger, and that's more land, more everything. The Russian dolls, are you serious? Y'all are fighting over gas, energy, food, and all this stuff because you're relying on so many different layers of life, but those so many different layers of life, you're devouring the spirit, literally, of all those layers of life by not honoring the spirit and praying for the spirit that gives life. And that's the people that bring the food. That's why they poison your foods for all this time, all the processed foods, all the garbage. Okay, you want to devour the spirit? We'll just give you garbage food. Fill yourself with garbage. That's their mindset. That's the evil. But you're calling people evil that they're just reflecting you in time, your sin. So devils and demons and this and that, they're just reflections of you, devouring your own spirit, your own soul, your own mind. Why won't anybody else on your favorite CNN and MSNBC, Tucker and Kennedy and all this garbage you guys watch every single day? Why won't they speak about any of this? But they have black cats, Catholics, the Roman Catholics, the Roman cats, the black cats. They have people coming on their shows spewing out the things they do. Why? Planting seeds of doubt of where you're at. Why would a church come onto a talk show and say, hey, if you get into this rituals and or not rituals, like ways of life, your daily living of life, not ritual. Well, your rituals that you do daily, like brush your teeth, that. I'm speaking about, why don't they tell you about this? This. Why? So now you're going to get into the Cardinals. And then the Black Cats are going to get all upset. They're going to get pissed off because those are the vipers. They are snakes, wolves in sheep's clothing. People who want to be vipers, snakes, but won't go sit next to an actual snake for more than 30 seconds. Okay? So if I'm saying I want to unseal my heart, I went and stood face to face, inches away from a 1,500-pound seal by myself, just like this. There's people that saw it all. Praying. I have to fight my own, because if I'm not in alignment with creation and reflection with creation, they don't have to accept me in their domain. So when they come into your domain, when the bears come into your living, what do? You call the wildlife, or you pull out your guns and this and that. When the foxes come, the wolves come. See what I'm saying? They don't care about you because you don't care about them. So they come in your domain and you harm them. But now when you go into their domain, you try to take from them, even in their wild. That's sin. That's literally giants becoming aliens and you running from death because of your sin. So now when you go into animals' domains, do those animals have voices to say, hey, we know that you're sinning. We know of your corrupt ways of life. Hey, you should probably change your ways. If we come down, all the animals come off the mountain and come down to your cities and towns and run through your streets like Jumanji, right? As I spoke about this before. That's about to take place. As I said it would, the deserts in your lifetime will be green. So if I say, in the spirit and alignment and reflection, all of the animals are going to show you creation and alignment, not who's boss. They don't have to accept me. They don't have to listen to me in the spirit. This is alignment. This is true reflection. You guys are trying to find that, but don't want to do the internal work, and you're jealous that is be able to be shown. You're like, how do I do that? Why can't you do that? Why aren't you doing that? What if you were born to this world of there's not supposed to be any disconnection with any of it, but you disconnect yourself and you allow the world to keep you disconnected? Here comes the big shutdown. Yeah. All your phones, all the electronics, all the TVs, all the garbage. You guys just need to go outside. Yeah. You need to get out of this. People that are just tuning in, they don't know what I'm saying. And I'm not repeating myself. I've repeated myself one too many times throughout this whole process. And I'm ready to go out there, not talk to black mirrors. I speak the way I do because I don't care about these black mirrors. I don't have connection with any of you through this. I don't have connection with any of you through that. I have connection with the spirit. I don't need to talk to any of you through here to talk to you. Yeah. That's why they're doing what they're doing. That's why it's Salt Lake City. That's why it's Lincoln, John Wilkes Booth, all of it. They literally were trying to affect my life and try to harm me. And that's how everything works in time, to say, hey, if you go about it this way, this is what they're going to do to you. Okay, I'm going to humble myself. I'm going to go like this. And now I'm going to, in those moments of time of reflection where you have deja vu, they created in time the past so that the present and the moments that you are created in right now, those are Jacob's Ladder moments where you're like, okay, if I'm not in the spirit, I have a safety net where I can go, oh, okay, that's what they're trying to do to me. Okay, thank you. Thank you, Spirit. Thank you, Holy Spirit. Thank you. Even if it's false, it's a false light, but it's that little white light that reignites the spirit inside of you, then you can reconnect out here. You're like, oh, okay, bad gave me the seed. Good. I'm going to plant the seed in my own mind now of what comes from God. And now it's like, oh, that's what they're trying to do to me. Direct reflections of my own self. I know myself, so I know how not to fall in the trap. It's all done. Every last bit of it. From World War I, World War II, all the way up to Vietnam, all the way up to everything. I'll put it to you like this. In Montana, okay, Our Lady Queen of the Rockies, okay, there is a statue up there, Our Lady Queen of the Rockies, which is Denver, John Denver. 500 years ago, there was a 14-year-old Inca girl that was found on top of a mountain, mummified. She was brought down from that mountain, and the caretaker of that little mummified girl, she had a little pouch in her cheek. Check yourself. The holy mole, check yourself. The holy mole, the T. So you had to check yourself. So the 14-year-old mummified girl that was on top of the Inca mountain 500 years ago, the woman's name that takes care of her last name is Browning. Okay? In Montana, there is a church direct in reflection across from Our Lady Queen of the Rockies of a church. And every single symbol that was on the blanket found with the Inca girl 500 years ago is on that church. That's how all this works. Reflections in time. So from the beginning until the end, that girl, what does that cheek represent? A higher elevation of consciousness? Cocoa leaves. So going up into the higher elevations of mountains of consciousness, they eat cocoa leaves so they don't pass out, right? She was found with cocoa leaves in her, meaning Coca-Cola. Who's Coca-Cola? Mother. Whose mother? Russia. Mother Russia. That's how all this is done. Everything. I'm just the person that unveils it and wants to be on my way and just say, peace. It's that easy. You guys just choose for it to be harder on yourselves. Truly. You need somebody famous, somebody rich, somebody cool, somebody not in mommy's house. But I'd rather be here than be something I'm not, just to appease people on the world stage, just to use it on this garbage to say whatever they want to say just for your own personal gains in your Black Mirror lives. Your Black Mirror lives are not a part of my life. It's just an extension of my life that I explain of myself so that others can see themselves for what they are out in the world, into inners and outers of themselves. Inners and outers of the house of God is the outers of the world. The outers of the world is the inners of God's house. The inners of God's house is the inner of your house, or where you grew up. If you see the reflections in time, Tweety Bird. It's just Tweety Bird. Literally, I'm just tweeting because I'm in reflection with all the birds. So when I speak, when you guys are in your houses, okay, I can't hear you, okay? But the birds are relaying your words in the spirit to me. Tweety Bird. So they take your Black Mirror stuff and they literally mock that. I spy, renegade, all that. They spy through these little mirrors and they try to reflect, or they try to mimic God's life, because I can just say, hey, I don't need to turn my phone on or this garbage ass TV. Not that this TV's garbage. She may love it. I don't care. It's garbage. The birds and the animals are reflecting your words thousands of miles away in real time. You, as a logos, having the logos in your mind, the God, Pi, okay, are connected to everything. They take that Okay? There was a timeline in Mom's Spaghetti. That's why they're allowing spaghetti in ballparks now. So where you guys fell for the mark of the beast, where you guys fell for all this, where you guys, those are just timelines that was collapsed. They take those moments in time where they already know what you're doing and create the world stage as they create it. So all the millions of dollars, think about this. All the hundreds of billions of your God dollars, money, okay, were created in time. You have everything that was on the foundation that was made in time on this, okay, was your lives. So you guys homeless, you guys poor, you guys this. What it's written in gold of heaven, I want to give back to everybody. This isn't prosperous of everybody. This is everybody saying, hey, I reflected on my own life. I know, wouldn't see. I understand. I forgive all of what they did to me. Because before they did it to you, they did it to me. So therefore, I forgive it all because I know what it means. I have the ability to walk out that door and not be a portal of negative. I'll be a portal of positive, and I'll go into the world. Now they say, okay, we made money on your life. We're reflections of the fallen angels. They made money on spying on my life, okay, and created all of it in time. I said, here's your flowers. Thank you for giving me the false light that gave me the real light to go out and be the real light in the world. Here's your flowers. Now all of you are fighting over literally the opposite of what I'm doing. Now you're devouring yourselves. Now there's a rapture. Now there's literally people being Cains and Abels. Yeah. So I'm just telling you right now the truth. The truth you don't want to hear, you don't want to accept because you're scared. Why? There should be no reason to be scared. Death does not exist. There is no death. There's only you running from sin when you wage war internally, self. Externally, you run underground. When you go underground, you become what? Pale skin. Your eyes become darker. Your head becomes bigger because you're further underground. There's less oxygen. Less oxygen means you shrink because what happens when there's more oxygen? You grow. You grow. If there's like 12% oxygen right now, we're the height we are. There's 7 feet. There's 7.5 feet tall. Then there's like 4 foot. Okay. Imagine if outside was 25% oxygen, 30% oxygen. We'd be like 50 feet tall. Animals would be huge. So the world shrunk in sin. It's that simple. It's truly that simple. All the wars were showing this. War of mind is the war of spirit. The war of spirit is the war of soul. When you are warring of spirit, mind, and soul, what happens? You shrink internally. You shrink in your heart. You shrink out in the world. And when you talk to people, you can't even speak eye to eye with them. You can't even look people in the eye. Yeah, I had a great day today. Yeah, cool. Cool, man. Yeah, peace. Like, that's the world you live in. I'll look you straight in your eye. You come knock on my door, I'm going to tell you everything I told you. I'm going to show you everything, and that's the truth, the way, in the life. This is the Elijah and Elijah. Elijah says, you bring your 400, I'll bring my 400 people. I show up alone, knowing that I'm not alone. You show up with 400 people. I show up with Eli, a bull, and say, here, I'm going to pour water. We were by the ocean. I'm going to make a staff, and I'm going to say, here, I'm going to start my fire, as it says in Elijah. You guys couldn't start your fire. Now we're showing you the real God, the real true one and only King. We go out in the world. Now we are literally showing you what the reflection of the Bible is, just by living our lives. That's how this works. Giants, aliens. You guys are fighting over things you already know the answers to. Think about this. You know the answers to what's in Area 51. Reverse technology of you. Reverse technology of you. Your DNA, your mind. Spaceships are only your mind. Here. Spaceship. Whole. That's a spaceship, the apple. Seeds are the tree of knowledge of good and evil. So the apple is your mind. So they create the spaceship based on what? Your body. So your body is in reflection and in alignment with creation. So there's got to be a way to what? Reverse engineer everything to be that is here into physical form of some way, metal, electronics, using elements, all of it. The mind is the key to the mind of what? God. They try to alter you in here to say, oh, Externally, there's got to be an alien. Internally, there's got to be an alien. No, you. Who's the problem in the world? You, me, all of us. Once you understand, hey, I'm not the problem anymore because I choose to understand everything. Why do you use the Black Mirror so much? I'm asking myself the same question. Why aren't you speaking this that I'm speaking right now? Why aren't you speaking as I'm speaking and showing as I'm showing? I could ask that same question. Speak as I speak, show as I show, the vine how it grows. Then I don't have to use Black Mirror. But then you want to think you're gods. You want to think you're gods. See, that's the human. This is the human mindset of where you're at right now. Why do you use the Black Mirror so much? I don't. I truly don't. I pick it up. I write a couple things because of what's coming in out there. That's true alignment. I'm just sitting in mommy's house giving you things you want to know, but it's not coming from the areas of life that you want to know them from. But when you see the reflection of the words I'm speaking out in the world, the ways that the avenues that you all take, then you ask the stupid questions. There's no such thing as a stupid question. Here's a stupid question. Why do you use your Black Mirror? That's literally the dumbest question anybody could ever ask. Literally dumb shit. That's pig shit. That's literally talking out of your ass. Purposely just for propaganda. Just to say, oh, I have something now to talk about. You're on a sabbatical right now. What would you like me to say that you don't need to talk Black Mirrors because you're on a sabbatical? I don't know what you're saying. I don't know what you're trying to say.